to the Crazy Town Podcast. I'm Jonas.
And I'm TNT Don. I'm Mike the Explosive One. Let's crack into another one.
TNT, you're bringing the fire this week.
Man.
I hear you're about to ruin our opinions of a wholesome actor that everyone's national treasure.
Jonas, we losing another white king, man.
We lost a lot of them.
We lost so many.
I mean,
so many.
Let me preface this by saying,
go ahead, brother.
Don't do ish that's gonna get you lost, man. That's it.
I don't know. This one might have a little sauce thrown on it. I haven't read the whole thing. We're going to read it together.
But it's on an affidavit, right? Like, this is from a court. Like, when you read it from a court document, it hits different.
Yeah.
If you're reading on ain'titcoolnews.com, like, you're like, whatever. Like, if this is like a court doc.
Yeah. So if you haven't guessed, we're talking about the recent Brad Pitt
Bradley
news that dropped. So him and his former wife Angelina Jolie, they obviously they've divorced.
Right. Yeah, it's been a bit.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of kids together.
And you're like, what could have went wrong in their relationship, right? Like, perfect.
Exactly.
Two hot actors adopting kids from all over the world. What could go wrong?
Yeah. So apparently they've still been having some legal disputes. The most notable would be over a winery that the two own together that they both really, really wanted.
Oh, I think I did hear that there was like a winery issue.
Yeah,
It
was the winery issue. But after Angelina Jolie ended up winning it because of her what do you call that? Insinuations of him having an abusive relationship and being abusive to the children.
Oh, that's how he won? It's because she said he was an abuser?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Yeah. So I have the affidavit here, and we're just going to read a little bit of it.
Okay. All right. I mean, how bad could it be, right?
Yeah. It's kind of a read, but I think we can get through it anyway.
Hey, it's fine.
So on October 14th, 2016, Jolie's marriage came to an end. All right.
Okay.
As documented in a lengthy and detailed FBI report, Pitt's aggressive behavior started before the family got to the airport, with Pitt having a confrontation with one of the children. After the flight took off, Jolie approached Pitt and asked him what was wrong. Pitt accused her of being too deferential to the children and verbally attacked her.
Okay, so he starts spouting nobody gonna love you but me.
I don't know, man. Verbally attacked.
I mean, he could just be calling her a B.
Yeah,
so anything.
Let's take it for what it is. We don't know what verbally attack. I mean, that's not a very good thing to say. And you can call that a verbal attack, man.
Right. Because
let's see if he actually did.
Maybe he's gaslighting her.
Maybe he's being gaslit.
Maybe.
Okay, an hour and a half later, Pitt abruptly walked over to Jolie, demanding, "Come here," and directed her to the back of the plane.
Oh my God! So they're in the plane. He's like, "Come back to the back."
He's like, "Come here." Yeah,
like Scorpion.
Yeah,
he threw a dart at her chest. Okay.
All right. It's still fun and games so far.
Yeah.
All right.
He's just being aggressive right now.
He abruptly walked up to her, told her to come here. He pulled her into the bathroom and began yelling at her.
Dude, those bathrooms are small.
They are very small.
I'm sure he was right up in her grill. That's intense.
Husband, wife, you've been that close before. They probably effed in plane bathrooms.
That day?
I mean, look,
okay,
not that day, but he began yelling at her. Pitt grabbed Jolie by the head and shook her. So I'm thinking that he probably put his hands right here and he was like...
Oh, he grabbed her on the sides of the head and he's like, yeah. Like when you're real frustrated with someone, you're like, I just want to grab you by the head. Man. I don't know. Well, that doesn't sound like a thing that I would do.
It's getting a little battery-ish, right? It's starting to turn into battery.
I would say... Yeah, maybe. Right. Did he put the claw on from wrestling like that? He put his hand on the top of her head and squeezed and shook it back and forth.
It's like a pressure thing.
It's weird. Either way,
we're not making fun of domestic violence.
Not appropriate.
Joe and he shook her and then he grabbed her shoulders and shook her again before pushing her into the bathroom wall.
Oh my God!
Pitt then punched the ceiling of the plane numerous times, prompting Jolie to leave the bathroom. As she exited, one of the children asked, "Are you okay, Mommy?" Pitt yelled back, "No, Mommy's not okay," and started...
Oh my Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
No, Mommy's not okay.
And he started hitting her with a string of invective. He started yelling more obscenities at her, apparently.
Okay. So we've all been in an airplane bathroom, right? And getting in an argument in there is worse, but you're in there and then you get pushed into the wall, which is 1 centimeter away from you.
Yeah.
And then the ceiling, the homeboy's just like yelling and punching straight up in the air.
Yeah.
And you're like literally like, you can't be not touching each other at that point.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's an intimidation tactic.
Yeah. Like that's worse than being in a closet. Like the airport airplane bathroom is smaller than a closet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyways.
All right. Well,
okay. So he sounds like a sociopath already.
Yep. We're only about halfway through when one of the children verbally defended Jolie. Pitt lunged at his own child.
Oh.
And Jolie grabbed him from behind and told him to stop.
This is on an airplane? Like with people. It's like a whole plane.
I don't know. It might have been a PJ. Probably a PJ. These are billionaires, bro. This is a PJ. This is a private plane.
Okay.
To get Jolie off his back, Pitt threw himself backwards into the plane seats, injuring Jolie's back and elbow. The children rushed in and all bravely tried to protect each other. Before it was over, Pitt choked one of the children and struck another one in the face. Some of the children pleaded with Pitt to stop. They were all frightened. Many were crying.
Okay. Yeah. So that escalated quickly. Mom's not okay, and then you're choking and slapping the kids.
Can't do that.
That's insane.
I mean, you gotta know when it's time to just like back off and have the conversation later.
Like I think we've all been to a point where you're talking to someone and you get really frustrated, and then you just go, "This is not productive. Let's kind of circle back a little later because we are not being nice to each other."
Yeah.
And that's before punching the ceiling, pushing, hitting, choking. Like,
look, I know they put sauce on these things when they bring them into court, but it's sounding bad, Brad.
I mean,
it's sounding bad, Brad.
You could go sauceless, and it's still going to be. They could have. It would have sounded bad no matter what.
All right. So, with nowhere to go to avoid Pitt's wrath, Jolie and the children sat still, and they sat still and silent under blankets. Nobody dared go to the bathroom.
That sounds like a kidnapping scenario.
Pitt periodically emerged from the back of the plane, yell and swear at them. At one point, he poured beer on Jolie at the. Oh no! You can't pour beer on her.
So he just walked up to them while they're huddled under blankets, scared, and poured beer on them and screamed at them.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And then at another, he poured red wine on one of the children. After many tense hours, Pitt finally fell asleep. Okay, it's getting weird. All right. Yeah, this is new to me, man. So I'm experiencing this as we go. He's just pouring. Okay, it's still he has not struck anybody. I'm not,
They said he was choking the kids.
It's a scruffle. It's a scruffle. It's a kerfuffle, man.
A kerfuffle.
Your hands are going everywhere, so I don't know who I'm choking at this point. It could be one of my kids. It could be my wife. I don't know. I'm choking somebody.
I mean,
somebody's getting choked.
That's still sociopathic.
It is insane, and you probably shouldn't do any of this. I'm sorry for making light of it.
Probably shouldn't do any of it.
Okay, Jolie Jen arranged for separate transportation at the airport. After they landed, Jolie cautioned the children that no matter what Pitt did, they would not intervene. She then went to wake Pitt and told him that the children were going to the hotel. Pitt once again screamed at her, pushed her down again, and shouted that nobody was getting off the plane. He prevented the family from deplaning for 20 minutes. After a child intervened and demanded to leave, Pitt finally relented. But once outside the plane door, Pitt again physically abused one of the children. He also grabbed and shook Jolie by the head and shoulders, causing one of the children to beg, "Don't hurt her." He let Jolie go, but then called her a bitch before adding, fuck you all." Jolie and the children left and made it to the hotel. 5 days later, Jolie filed for divorce.
I think that would be a end of the road incident for me.
Yeah.
If that was like reversed and like my wife did that to me and the kids, like, yeah, I'd probably go file after that.
So the FBI had to get involved because it happened on a plane. Domestic violence on a plane is worse than domestic violence in a house.
Okay.
Sorry. It's just the way it goes.
I mean.
And there was an intervening witness, actually. Yeah. So, yeah, that was an event that happened. Now, Jonas, we don't know the truth. We don't know what really happened. but that's
I mean,
not good.
that was a deposed thing. Like, if that's a lie, she can go to jail for that. Like, that's a deposition. Like, that's a legally recorded under oath statement.
And she did get the winery.
Right. Like, when that shit's in a court document, that's like if you're lying, you go to jail. Like, so you have to take it with a little more salt than just like
So true.
than just like an article, an interview.
Why was Brad wilding like that? Why was
Well, it sounds like he was drunk, which doesn't make it right, but like people get drunk and abuse people all the time.
Yeah.
Like man, woman, whatever. But dude, I don't know, man.
That's definitely a good way to lose your wife and kids.
Well, right. Well, the thing, I mean, obviously he has mental issues. Like that's another, whether it's depression or an actual mental issue or whatever.
Sure.
But like, I've been depressed. I've been mad. I've been drunk when I was mad and drunk when I was depressed. I've never once hit a person, shook a person, abused a person because I was depressed or angry or drunk.
And the fact that he held himself back from, like, there was no, like, at no point did it say he hit her. Pushing is, like, you know, Matchbox 20 made that popular.
Yeah. Intimidation.
He was definitely trying to intimidate her, and that's definitely grounds for dismissal enough, man.
Dude, it's just,
Like, I don't know if he can be brought up on any charges for anything that was released there.
Unless they can prove that he actually, like, assaulted the children.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, like, because like you said, I think the grabbing and shaking is battery. I don't know the difference between assault and battery. Assault is like you hit me. Battery is, I don't know exactly what battery. It's something to do with, like, a person.
Unlawful touching, yeah.
Yeah, so, that's just wild.
Yeah, man, and
You know, they probably got the winery. She was like, if you want to fight this, then I'll take you to court for the battery and the whatever. And he's probably like, well, you can have the winery because I'd rather not go to jail for touching y'all.
Wow. I want to hear his side of the story. I do. But there's no excuse for what he did. That is all I'm saying is that I want to hear.
The fact he didn't come out and deny it and she got the winery says a lot, man.
You're not wrong. All right, fine, whatever. Fuck, I can't watch Brad Pitt now? Can I watch Brad Pitt?
I like some of his movies. I'm just going to have to AI him out.
I can't watch Fight Club? Can it still be my favorite movie?
So what we need to do is we need to find an AI generator and then we superimpose Tom Hanks' face over Brad Pitt's face in Fight Club.
No.
And then you do it's Edward Norton and Tom Hanks in Fight Club.
No, because Tom Hanks brought us Chet Hanks, so he is not his sins. His sins are not clear. All right,
he can't. Hey, the blood of the child. Wait, what is it? The actions of the child does not reflect the blood of the maker.
It's the sins of the father.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. I'm not religious, but I get it. I understand what it means. Just because you kids messed up doesn't mean the dad's messed up. I mean, kind of could be, but doesn't mean so.
And the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so put in the comments what you think, because it's insane. So, that's all the time we have for today's episode. Go to thecrazynow.com to subscribe for Jonas.
TNT.
We out.